What I find very alarming about these illegal migrants who are breaking the law, they are creating broken families. Shout out to the Edwards Report and Anton Daniels for the content. I'll be back in the end with my commentary.
From one side, he was a hero, and now he's a bad guy.
A man who put himself in danger to help a little girl during a shark attack in Boca Grande is now facing deportation. Luis Alvarez was one of 3 men who rushed into the bloody waters to help 9-year-old Leah Lendell.
He jumped on the water to take the shark out of his hands.
You guys put the towel on and stuff?
Yes, we put the towel on.
Okay, very good. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
But just 3 days after the rescue, deputies pulled him over for driving without headlights. According to the arrest report, when asked for his license, Lewis showed a photo of his employment authorization card on his phone. When they discovered he didn't have a driver's license, he was arrested and taken to jail.
I think Luis deserved a second opportunity. I think after what he went through, after what people saw in the news, that he didn't think about it twice to save that little girl.
This Latino man, he went from being a hero to a zero in one single day because he chose to drive a car without a proper driver's license. This is how Latinos create broken families. He's getting deported.
A wave of disappointment. One of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now speaking out in Miami, a Republican stronghold, as the recent wave of deportations hits home and the Trump administration moved to end temporary legal status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 people who arrived during the Biden administration. Elena Conde says she came here from Cuba by plane on humanitarian parole in 2023. Her husband, Ariel Lara, crossed the border with Mexico twice, once in 2019 when he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago, he was taken into custody at his residency hearing.
So he was given an appointment to go to ICE. You told him before he left for that appointment, you don't have anything to worry about. You haven't done anything.
Instead, he was transferred to Texas, where we spoke to him from his detention center.
How do you feel about everything that's happening right now in this country with the deportations? You don't understand how this could happen. What did you think was going to happen when Trump won? You're saying you believed the president when he said he was going to deport criminals.
Now, Elena is left behind with her daughter, 7-month-old son, and Ariel's 70-year-old grandmother, who has been a U.S. citizen for years. Together, facing a reality they never imagined.
Toda mi familia votó por Trump.
¿Lo apoyaba a Trump durante su campaña? Did you support him?
Yo estoy fuera.
You're outside of it. You can't vote. Pero te sientes decepcionada? Do you feel disappointed, deceived, engañada?
Me siento mal porque sé que ellos creían en él.
Another perfect example of how Latinos create broken families. On one hand, you got this Latino man here who was removed from the USA once, but he had the audacity to come back again. But then he was picked up by ICE during his immigration hearing. And the foolish thing about all of this is that his wife told him that he had nothing to worry about. The wife set him up for failure. The wife should have been telling him to get down at the immigration office, self-deport yourself, and get that $1,000 that Trump is trying to give you so you can get out of the country and come back in the appropriate way. No, illegal migrants, they are not the smartest people on the face of this planet. Deport it.
I was an anchor baby. My mom came to the United States illegally when she was 15, had me when she was 16, couldn't keep me, sent me to live in Mexico with my grandparents. When I was 5, my grandmother tried to enroll me in school. She couldn't because I was a U.S. citizen, so they had to find a way to reunite me with my mother. You coming to the United States illegally, having anchor babies, does not guarantee you citizenship. It doesn't even give you a pathway to citizenship. So if you get caught, get deported, are you leaving your kids behind? Or are you taking them with you? And if so, what kind of problems are you going to encounter in your own country being that they're a U.S. citizen? That happened to me. It's not something that I've heard anybody talk about before, but it should matter.
Another perfect example of how these illegal migrants create these broken families. This Latina woman came to the USA when she was 15, had a baby at 16, thinking that she would be an anchor baby. This plan totally backfired. The child couldn't even get a proper education. She was sent back and forth between the USA and Mexico. And this is just another example of how these illegal migrants, they create broken families. The children don't even get a proper education. Deport.
I'm a documented immigrant that was deported from the U.S. for committing crimes of moral turpitude under my green card, permanent residence. Let me give you some context to this, because I see a lot of comments that are like, well, duh, common sense, you should have known not to commit any crime. You should read the fine print. It's in the website. I was 14 years old when I entered into whatever legally binding agreement there was with the U.S. government when I got my green card. I have no idea what I signed. I was underage. I didn't even understand that what documented or undocumented was. I didn't understand my immigration status or the importance of it. I lacked a lot of education and a lot of awareness. The government removed me from my parents' custody at the age of 12. So I was raised in the system with a large amount of disconnect from my roots, from my status, and all of that shit. In fact, I committed my first felony as a minor. And let me be clear that this isn't to blame anybody for the crimes that I committed, but it's to shine a light on the importance of awareness and education on our immigrant status. So, number one, I was a child. I didn't read the fine print. I didn't understand how delicate my status was. I didn't understand that I was different from my peers. I didn't understand that I wasn't American. And that sounds really stupid, but that's a common story for a lot of childhood arrivals that were raised in the U.S. and have no perception of what our situation is until it's too late.
What the fuck is this?
Yo, this immigrant, she was deported from the USA for committing crimes of moral turpitude. She revealed that she committed her first felony when she was 14 years of age. It's easy enough to say. She needs to be what? Drop it in the comment section.
My mom just got deported. My mom just got deported. It's so not fair. It's so not fair. She's literally not a criminal. Like, she literally just paid her taxes. She's literally just... We're not safe. No one's safe. Please. Hug your loved ones, please.
Another perfect example of how these illegal migrants create broken families. This mom was deported because she didn't take care of her business. And look at her child up here on the screen, devastated. I don't feel bad at all. I'm about to land my plane. Before I leave this video, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. CAC.
You're telling me in 25 years of being an illegal immigrant in the United States, having 4 kids, being in the hospital and giving birth to 4 children 4 separate times in the United fucking States, you couldn't have filed a single stitch of fucking goddamn paperwork to be legal or to start the asylee process? Not a single one? 25 years? And you want us to feel bad for you when ICE comes and knocking? You've had 25 years, babe. 25 goddamn years. A quarter of a fucking century to file a single piece of paperwork. 25 goddamn years. You've literally given birth to 4 separate American citizens. And you want us to feel fucking bad because now your ass is fucking yeetus over the border back to whence you fucking came from? And you want us to feel bad? Make that make sense. 25 years and you couldn't have filed a single piece of paperwork to start the goddamn fucking process? Like, fuck you. Get the fuck out, you fat...